Hello darlings, and welcome to another Dragon Age 4 character prediction one card draw tarot reading. Another morning one. So I'm on a trend these days. I'm on an earlier schedule. So let's see who the character is going to be today. I have a few papers. Okay, one paper. Calpernia. So while in some world states Calpernia is not alive, where Calpernia is, she could be an interesting character to have as an ally in Dragon Age 4. Calpernia does. The only reason she joined Corypheus is because she wants to restore Tevinter, the great Tevinter of old. But there are other ways to do it. She could join an alliance with Dorian and Maevaris. She could join, be an ally to the Dragon Age 4 protagonist. Would she be a companion? I don't think so, because in some world states she's not alive. Would she be an advisor? I don't know if she would have an advisory role, but I think that she would play a part for certain missions in Tevinter, in particularly Minrathous, but maybe in other parts of Tevinter as well. She has knowledge about what Corypheus was trying to do, and she has knowledge about Ancient Tevene, about Tevinter, and things like that, that could be valuable for the Dragon Age 4 protagonist, that could help us along the way, especially when it comes to defeating the Venatori, because she was a prominent member of the Venatori. And so if she leaves the Venatori, she has inside knowledge. She knows what their goals are. She knows what their spells are, what type of magic, weird, strange magic they might be dabbling in. She might know about the ritual to try to unleash the shadowy, shapeless demon beneath the catacombs of Minrathous, who I believe might be the formless one, forbidden one, the fourth forbidden one. She'd know their targets. And so either she could be undercover, with the Venatori, or clearly not anymore the Venatori and helping other people. She could be helping the Antivan Crows potentially, because the Venatori are going after some of the Talons and some of the prominent members of the Crows. So maybe she'd have that knowledge that would allow us to help them, or that would indirectly or directly help them. But that is more like a subplot type of thing. I think when it comes to thwarting the Venatori and preventing them from tearing down the Veil in their chaotic way, because what they're going to do is going to end up creating pockets of Veil being torn and would have created huge earthquakes and everything. I think her knowledge is going to help the Dragon Age 4 protagonist to thwart the Venatori. So that's interesting. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say for Calpernia's role in Dragon Age 4. Okay. All right. There we go. And it is upright. Queen of Chalices. That's the Queen of Cups. So, Suit of Cups. Queen of Cups upright for Calpernia. So in the Dragon Age Inquisition tarot deck, the Queen of Cups is Vivienne. Okay, so the card represents warmth and empathy. So So Calpernia, when you first encounter her, seems kind of cold, but I think that Calpernia, if she leaves the Venatori, she does have a warmth for Tevinter, and empathy for ancient Tevene, you know, for the wanting things to be the ancient way that it was, to restore, but maybe warmth and empathy towards other people in Thedas that would allow her to find compromises in her views in regards to restoring Tevinter. Hi, V. Celentini. V. Celentini says, I believe she's going to have 3 different roles in Dragon Age 4. Redeemed Calpernia, angry Calpernia if killed, neutral Calpernia if Samson was the general. And I believe she's alive regardless of our choices. That's interesting, because there are other characters who could potentially escape death in certain ways. And so there is a fashion in which, because she's Venatori and she's a mage, there's a way she could have somehow escaped death, maybe not the same way as Corypheus, but to return in some capacity, either as alive or as a spirit. And so if that's the case, yes, she'd be very angry. And yeah, neutral Calpernia, exactly. If Samson was the general, then Calpernia would. Neutral Calpernia is good because she could go either way. She could be an enemy, or she could be amenable to joining us and changing her views about Tevinter, and then helping us to restore Tevinter in a better way, like Dorian wishes to do. Hi, Tabitha. So, and I like the idea of redeemed Calpernia. So I hadn't thought of the perhaps returning if killed, but she definitely wants to restore Tevinter of old. She wants to see it come to power. And if we can convince her that there's a better way than what the Venatori are doing, she could join us if a neutral. And so I think that's where that warmth and empathy comes to, you know, appealing to her, but also the warmth and empathy towards her desires. And then she would have warmth and empathy in regards to, okay, well, let's do this that in a way that's not gonna kill everyone or tear down the veil, even if someone else is trying to tear down the veil. Motherliness. Now that's interesting, because Calpernia, while still fairly young in Inquisition, maybe in Dragon Age 4 she's gotten older, she's gained wisdom, and so motherliness could also be a caring towards her people, towards Tevinter, and wanting to, something around wanting to restore it, but you know, the wisdom gained, the knowledge gained, and wanting to tend to Tevinter. Home and hearth. Well, yes, home and hearth, that speaks Tevinter. Calpernia in Tevinter wants what's best for Tevinter, so home and hearth makes sense there. Fairness. So fairness could be if neutral, but fairness probably more if redeemed Calpernia. You know, to be fair towards the other people of Thedas, to be fair towards Tevinter, also doesn't necessarily mean fair, you know, in a kind way, but fair, judging fairly, is also admitting Tevinter's wrongdoings from the past. So fairness there. Romantic loving. I don't think this means it will open up Calpernia as a romance option, though that could be interesting if Calpernia is there having like a flirtmance with her and things like that. But romantic loving could be, she loves Tevinter and she has a romanticized idea of what Tevinter can be or should be. So that it could be that as well. Tabitha says, she seems very motherly to the slaves in Inquisition. Yeah, and I see it. Insightfulness. Well, that speaks to her knowledge about the Venatori, and insightfulness in regards to being able to somehow predict or knowing the knowledge of their next moves. The knowledge of being able to, to warn others and to know what target the Venatori are going to hit next, what experiment they're going to do next, just by knowing the Venatori so well, knowing like the order, the sequence in which they will try different things. Marius from the comics. I didn't read the comics, so I'm not familiar with that part. Being a good confidant and trusting feelings. Well, so if Calpernia is redeemed or neutral and then brought to our side, confiding in Calpernia, discussing with Calpernia about Venatori woes, but at least, discussing with Calpernia about the Venatori, about Tevinter, so she would be able to listen, and trusting feelings. Calpernia would trust her feelings in regards to what decisions to make, her next actions to help Tevinter, because that's basically all she wants. Her main goal is for the restoration to make Tevinter the glory that it used to be, so to restore that in Tevinter. So let's see, idealism. Calpernia has ideals for Tevinter, and that's why she joined the Venatori, and that's what Corypheus played on. He played on the idealism that Calpernia has for Tevinter to convince her to join him and work for him. So she has ideals, and so she has an idea of ideally what does Tevinter look like. And so her goal would be to get as close to that as possible. And so if neutral, we could play to that, saying that you have these ideals and it could be possible, but in this different way that might be better and more ideal than in this other way that would cause a lot of destruction and death. Let's see. VC Lentini says, I hope Calpernia appears in Dragon Age 4. I'm still bitter I had to choose between two amazing characters, Samson and Calpernia. I want both to express their full potential in my own story. Yes, because both are excellently written characters. Both are, they have a lot of potential to appear in Dragon Age 4. And it's a shame that it's one or the other, but perhaps there is a way to have both, because suppose a world state where Calpernia is redeemed, then Samson, what happened to Samson? Maybe Samson will appear in Dragon Age 4 in a world state where Calpernia disappear. maybe not, but I ideally, talk about idealism, ideally, but Bioware could make it the one or the other. Beauty, the beauty of Tevinter. Calpernia sees Tevinter as great, as amazing, as the beauty of the country that it was, the kingdom. And so that's her goal. That's what she's striving to achieve when she joins Corypheus, when she wants to restore Tevinter to its ancient glory. Lightness could be in the way she feels about her choices, that it feels light now. You know, it's not a heavy burden. So if she's no longer tied to Corypheus, in either scenario, Corypheus is gone. She's no longer tied to Corypheus. And so that was a burden on her. And so now she has that opportunity to be free of that. She's free of that burden. And so there's that lightness for Calpernia to just start anew, to start her own path, you know? Even if neutral, or if killed and returns, there's no Corypheus telling her what to do. So she can do her own research. She can make her own mind up. She can figure her own things out in regards to what she wants for Tevinter, and then choose her own path. And so there's that lightness, and lightness not necessarily in light itself literally, but it lights the path, and so the lightness kind of guides her to the right decision. But what's the right decision for Calpernia, and is she going to listen to the lightness, and is it going to align with our goals as the Dragon Age 4 protagonist in Dragon Age 4? So that's a question that we'll have to see. But an interesting reading for Calpernia. I like this. I like this card, and it opens up some possibilities. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you to everyone who joined the live stream. Always enjoy reading your comments in the chat. And thank you for watching the replay, those of you catching the replay. And I'll see you all soon. Masaranas.